guys that do our propane couldn't get down the driveway and across our bridge. And so we're about to run out of propane. And so we had all this drama and everything. And so we thought it had all taken care of, but Jim just said the thermostat's not changing. And so, yes, like drama. There's constant drama. I am stuttering a bit on here. Hi, everyone. Yeah, I am freezing, aren't I? Not only is it freezing outside, I'm freezing in here on screen. So, like, maybe I can get some cool moves. Let's see. Woo-hoo-hoo. Nice seeing all of you. We got some California. Oh, I feel so bad for you guys. That's terrible. I have a brother in Southern California. He's the southern part of Los Angeles, so he's safe. But he says he would rather be there and have the beach and the weather most of the year than to have our frigid temperatures out here right now. So it's kind of funny. Joanne and Lena and Patty. My goodness. So we got another one from LA. Hope you all are safe and good out there. Oh, Carolyn's still recovering. Good. Back to sewing soon. Very excited for that. Deb, glad it's good there. Rhode Island's cold. Hello, Taffy. Oh my goodness. All my faves are here. I love it. So we were just talking. So big news at home for me because I overshare. In fact, I had a really good friend call me on Tuesday afternoon, and she's like, "So how's it been going?" And I started telling her. She's like, "Oh, I know all that because you told everyone on the show today." So, but the big exciting news is Jake has been waiting to hear back from Indiana University in Bloomington, and he did, and he got in. He's very excited. He has one school that he got into that he had not visited before. And so he is actually with my husband outside of Detroit in East Lansing at Michigan State touring. And they got in last night. And I said, what do you think? Is the campus nice? And he said, I have no idea. There's snow everywhere. The snow's blowing like crazy. But I'm sure it's lovely. I'm like, okay. So, all right. Let's see. We got Texas. She's freezing. Yeah, it's crazy the weather that's going to hit the South too. You're just not used to it at all. And so thank you for the congratulations, Diane. It was, and you, Cheryl, thank you everyone, because he's definitely been waiting for that one. And they waited until the absolute last second to release decisions. So we'll start applying for financial aid this week. Fingers crossed that my little future teacher does well. So congratulations, Sharon. That was a big win. So big win. That's great. Congratulations. So it snows a lot in Michigan. Yeah. Janine actually grew up there. So Janine from here. And she was saying when she was a kid, the way they plowed the streets, it would just be like huge, like 10, 12-foot walls of snow. And as kids, they would go up there and play, and they would take their bikes up and ride their bikes, I think is what she said. And then they would build caves and all kinds of crazy stuff. So I haven't gotten the chance to tell Jake about that stuff, but maybe that'll, sway him one way or the other. I do like Michigan State is an hour closer to me. So so it's 5 hours and Indiana is 6. But he's got some great choices. Like he can't go wrong no matter what he picks at this point. So I'm real excited for him too. So, all right. Hi, Troy. Nice to see you. I can't catch everyone. And, Frigid, Iowa. Yes. Everybody's cold. I'm sorry. All right. So we have been, I don't want to talk a whole lot about the cruise, but we have been working like crazy on that still. And I'm going to show you some samples and some kits. I think I'm going to go ahead and just knock that out of the way at the front. For any of you who are new here, sorry. You're at Glory Horn Sewing Studio, and this is Tuesdays with Tiffany. This is, I call it Bag Lady Club, kind of, because we really kind of focus on more sewing projects, and generally we're doing bags of some sort. And so we have a lot of fun together, and everybody's a nice, great, supportive group. So glad you're here. If there are things you want to purchase, we certainly try and provide those for you. Usually there's kits for when we're making things. Like right now, we're doing the side hustle bag. And so we have a kit that is actually the same as what is in the picture, as well as a couple other options. So if you just type in register, you'll be signed up for that so that you can shop. $75, you get free shipping. That's it for business. I'm not going to do any more business. I'm not in the mood today. I'm just excited. So I also, someone that works here, Miss Paula, came in with her fur coat. So I got to parade around in that earlier. It was really fun. It's very soft. It's an older one. So anyway, let me grab this real quick. You're going to love these. So this was the cruise project that I gave you a sneak peek of before. And so this is my version with our cruise fabrics, and it's called the Shell Yeah Organizer. So kind of a fun play on the shells, but it's got like a zipper pocket with the vinyl, divided pockets. It's got the elastic for holding like USBs or whatever other tools you want to put in there. It can hold thread, things like that, and an open pocket. And then it just rolls up like this with a real simple handle like this. And so last week I had pre-sold if you wanted to get your kit for this. I'm a little concerned because we don't have the final numbers for cruise. So those kits, while I can pre-sell them, won't ship for a little while because I want to make sure that our cruisers all get their kits first and those are taken care of. But those will be shipping shortly as well. But on Sunday, we did a little, like I had pattern testers, so to speak, because I knew I needed to get the pattern finalized this week and I wanted to make sure it made sense. There were whatever pictures. So Kathy came in, Kathleen came in, and Sherry from here in the shop. She's the one that does, I guess she does a show occasionally too on sewing children's garments. So, and Kathy, of course, is Kimberbella. And then Kathleen and little Deb do their embroidery projects as well. But this is the one that Kathy did, and she was very nervous. She's like, I'm not a bag maker at all. I don't know what I'm doing. But look how beautiful this is. So it turned out great. So we have a kit for this. And I apologize, Kate, if I kind of went out of order. I had told her we were just going to start with side hustle, but last week I forgot to do the selling. So I'm going to kind of show you stuff to start, and then I'm going to do the project. And so I'm going backwards. But again, it has the elastic in here. Now you'll notice on hers, what she did is she turned her fabric on the bottom pocket. So you can see that accent fabric. Let's see, which way do I go? This way. You can see that. So you have the option of flipping those pockets around. So really fun. This is the backing of her fabric. It's just beautiful. So this is one of our new lines of fabric. And so on the cruise, they will all be the same. And so everybody's going to get this exact one. I didn't want it to be like, in fact, I don't think any of us wants it to be like, oh, I didn't get that, I want that. So, but you get the pattern for it. And we're kind of doing special pricing and stuff. So if you want to make another one, I think they're really fun. And it didn't take terribly long for everyone to make theirs. So another one, here, I'm going to show you Kathleen's next. You can't get this one. This is not a kit. She had this fabric at home. It's one we had carried some time ago. So you may have this in your stash. And if so, look how great that is as a notions carrier. And so super fun. And then you open it. And so she went and got herself a third fabric. So that's not part of the pattern. The pattern just kind of calls for two. But she did this really pretty green with it, which is really nice. And she turned her pockets around on all sides. And so the way the pattern is written, you can do it either way. You can go where the accent just shows a little bit or all of it. So just really fun. Put that over here. And then this last one is my favorite. I think I am going to make one of these for myself, maybe for a friend or two. We'll see how my friends treat me in the near future, whether or not they get one. But look how great this fabric is. It looks like cheater quilt blocks. And so I'll move that out of the way. She used a red strap. Now this one, this kit had, everybody had the same beige tone. So she has the beige in there. Now these kits, the only thing I will tell you, and you're seeing it here, is the glitter vinyl. I am out of the glitter beige vinyl and I can't find any more of it. I'm going to keep looking, but I got another one that has a little bit of a shine to it, but it's clear with just a little shine built into it, almost like a hologram. So now Sherry one of the things that we've discovered is that the elastic shrinks when you put heat on it. And so after the cruise, we showed, yes, Marilyn, we're going to make this after the cruise. And so we'll do a class on it. So if you want your kits beforehand, then you'll get them. But anyway, it shrank. So unfortunately, it kind of tightened on her. So what I suggested is she's going to clip this and just fold it down. But anyway, how fun is that with the notions and that great cheater fabric on the back? And then we happen to have this bright green elastic, which is just perfect with it. She'd already done this before she switched, so this kit will come with just the green, not both. And so just really fun. So that's it for the cruise stuff. I'm going to get them put away really quick. So I hope you guys like it. So the kit, okay, let's see. Patty, you're asking, so the kit will include, the exterior fabric, the strapping, it will include the zipper. Now, one thing it won't include is she decided to go with a third fabric. For the pattern, I just included 2 fabrics. So you will get this fabric here. So you'll get the notions for the inside, and then you'll get the elastic as well. And you get the quilted fabric. So, so everything is in there for you to be able to do it. And the pattern, I almost forgot to say the pattern. Yeah, you could definitely add mesh to it too. I had debated on doing mesh with this, but then I decided for the cruise, that could be just a little bit challenging, like putting things on. I wanted to keep it really simple, but I like the mesh too. So that's a great idea to add that. So, all right, so that is that for the kits. So I'm going to move all that away. But I thought you guys would enjoy seeing them finished, and I knew these ladies were not going to let me hang on to their projects for very long. All of them were like, not sure I want you taking it. So apparently I'm not very trustworthy. Can't imagine. All right. So I think I forgot to check to see. I think the Bag Lady Club sold out completely.
I believe it did.
So there's no more Bag Lady Club kits available. But I do want to show you some of the bits and baubles that were in it. So if you want, I told you I'm going to do the shopping part first because it's just, otherwise I forget. Last week I totally forgot, and we had a special deal on zippers and they were in the list, but I didn't say a peep about them. So in fact, I'll start with them. So
it says we still have 10.
we didn't have 10 last week.
I don't know.
Okay, do not buy the Bag Lady Club, and Miss Kate, please zero them out. Yeah, and I just double checked downstairs. I'll double check after the show, but I don't think we have any left. So we do have these zipper packs, and they are 3 yards with 10 gold zipper pulls. So it's the zippers by the yard. I think they had been $19.99, and then we gave a sale price of like $14.95, and then Gloria said, you know what, we still have some, because they were part of there was some kit that she did. I don't know if it was part of the Advent box or what it was. She did something with them, and so she overbought a little bit. So she was like, you know what, $12.95. So they're almost half price. But Marcia, the pattern does come with the cruise kit. So with the cruise project, with that shell, yeah. And so, all right. So those are the zippers. We've got red with gold, and we have, I think it's white. It's a little bit of an off-white when I look at it. Or maybe that's just the bag. So it's white with the gold. And so move those out of the way. And then let's see what's in here. It's a Bag Lady Club. This was all the stuff in it. So you got some fun things. You got a side hustle kit. The side hustle kits are available. So if you would like to make the same bag we're making, you can get that one. It is called the Cityscape. And so it includes these 2 fabrics. I piled everything on. So you get the bright green with the kind of like gears on it. And then you get this blue as well. And so you get 3 zippers for it. So you need 3 zippers to make this bag. And so you'll get all of those. You will get the strapping to put inside of your handle. Let's see what else. And you get the hardware. And the hardware with this one is kind of different because she calls for both 1.5 inch on it. So these are 1.5 inch, but then the measurements for the long strap are 1 inch. And so it is a little awkward, the hardware. So that's why I wanted to make sure the hardware was offered to you guys. Now the hardware comes in that kit.
A rough day for me. Alright. It should be
Me. All right, let's see. Frozen here too. Phone and outdoors. Yeah. Uh-oh. Are we going completely now?
Yeah, it's definitely comment sold because we're still streaming on YouTube.
Okay. So if you're on YouTube, you can still see me. But unfortunately, we have lost our comments sold, which is our app. So we're looking for that. Let's see. I'm pulling up the app right now. We're saying we want to join. We'll see if I hear. Oh, waiting for live video. So if you're on YouTube, that's what should resume shortly. Uh-oh.
Do you want me to just end it and then?
Yeah, go ahead. Whatever works best.
I think that.
If you're on YouTube, we're going to end and then we're going to come back on. So please be patient. I see myself. Are we on again or not yet? Okay. I saw myself, so I was like, all right, am I on? Or will I, fluff my hair again? Because apparently I... And I'm like trying to figure out how I can fix it and not like put any heat on it.
Understand. No. We're back up. Let's just wait.
All right, everyone. I'm hoping you can see us again. We're having a little bit of technical difficulty. It's with the that's fallen. It's with what's called comment sold. I see someone saying, "Are you back?" So hello, Jean. Hello, Patty. Wonderful. Hi, Sherry. All right. Thank you for letting us know that we're back, because sometimes on our end we think we are, but then You're like, no, hi, Lynn. Hi, Ruth Ann. Marianne's there. Okay, perfect. All right, so I was talking about the side hustle bag. I had gone through this kit, so this is exactly the one we're making. The other one we have, and I love this fabric, it's so pretty, is this blue. You know, I'm going to open it, and I apologize because I know it can make some crazy noises. The other thing I forgot to mention is that on these kits, I included the By Annie free patterns printed out for you. So you get Peacekeeper, you get Easy Does It. I can't remember the other two, but you get some patterns as well from that. But on this one, these are your fabrics, and look how beautiful those are. Just such great colors in there, and then you get this gold. I think it would even be pretty on the outside, so you could go either direction. You get the kind of beige colored zippers, because I thought that way you could choose either one for the exterior. And this one comes with the gold hardware. So if you're making a kit on your own, if you decided, hey, love the pattern, I want to play along, but I'm just not a huge fan of the fabrics, we do have that hardware available for sale as well in both nickel and gold. So you can do that too. But this one is called Good Vibes. And just a really, like I said, I love this fabric. It's really pretty. And then someone had suggested, Miss Paula, who is helping with the cruise kits at this very moment, as well as Miss Kathleen. I begged for some assistance. She said if she did it, she would want to do it in like a faux leather. And I thought that is an amazing idea. I know for myself, I use, it's been a long time ago, but that Perfect Travel bag was one of the first bags I had done. And it was a little like travel bag that you could do crossbody or as a belt or all kinds of fun stuff. And mine, I just did a black leather, and I get compliments on it all the time, even though it was the most simple fabric. And but I thought, you know what, that's a good idea. So if anybody wants to kind of make your own kit, I brought in a half a yard of Black Legacy, so very basic, but goes with everything. And then we had this fun one. I was trying to find things that we had enough of that if you got it, let's see, I need to move up. There we go. So this is this really pretty pearlized, I don't know if it's showing up very well pearlized. Let me open it, maybe that'll help. This pearlized faux vinyl. Now this one is, well, this one was a half a yard, so it's 18 by 25, the black is. This blue is a long roll, and it's a little bit thinner. It's easier, I think it's really easy to work with, and it's 12 inches by, I believe, 48. So I told Kate to put it in at 48 because I knew it would be at least that. Let's see, there's 47. So it's actually 50 would be right here. 54 inches. So it's 12 by 54. So you get a lot of fabric in there. You could even probably do your straps in this if you wanted to. And so I think you would have plenty for this little bag to do that, which I think it would be such a cute bag. And it would be waterproof since it's this vinyl. So, all right. And it does, I don't know if you could tell, it has kind of a woven texture to it. There we go. That looks good. I feel like you're seeing the shine a little bit better there too. And it's not like super in your face shiny. It's just got a nice almost shimmer to it. So, all right. So there's that. All right. Also from Big Lady Club, you had gotten 2 big totes. This pattern, it was all, everything was by Annie themed. So this was her other new pattern for this year. So, and it is a big, big bag. Judy Bellin had asked about using waterproof, like iron-on vinyl for fabric. So, and I thought that's a great idea. So we have that in the lineup today as well. So thank you for that suggestion. So if it would make a great pool bag, it would make a great cruise bag if you wanted. So, which reminds me, I want to show you guys something. I just put it away, so I've got to go off camera. If you're going on the cruise and you got your gift pack, you would have gotten one of these. So it's a charm pack, and where is it? There it goes. So you would have gotten this. Now, you guys in Bag Lady Club know we did a couple of kits or a kit recently that included two of my patterns. So you could do either a braided tote or the duffel bag, which is like this one that I brought in. But I'm going to use my charm pack to make a duffel. I'm very excited. So I'm going to be able to use this as my class bag on the cruise, but in the cruise fabric. It's going to be beautiful. Look at these fabrics on the back. So pretty. I have nothing to sell you from this. I just wanted to tell you my idea because I don't think we have any extra charms. In fact, I had to pretty much steal this one. So, but anyway, I just think it'll be really fun. And so if any of you are going on the cruise and wanted an idea, I just wanted to share my idea with you. So, all right, throwing that back in the bag so I can hide it. All right, so we had the vinyl, the two big totes. I'll move that out of the way. I feel like I'm doing so much better than last week. I watched last week's show and I was like, holy cow, my ADD was like supercharged. I was just like, woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. So, all right, so back to Bag Lady Club stuff. We have, this is a really great, it's a stiletto, and it also is kind of a turning tool, but it's heat resistant. So it's really nice. You can use it when you're doing things like binding tape. So just really a nice tool to be able to use. The next thing is the air erase marker. Love the air erase marker. It does disappear for sure, but there are times, especially that bag that we're doing on the cruise, that you're not going to be able to use heat because it has the elastic and the elastic is going to shrink if you use the heat. And so having something that'll just disappear on its own is just really nice. And so anyway, I wanted to make that available if anyone was interested. And then of course, we love our basting tape. Kathy, when she was working on her cruise project, had no idea this product existed. And all day she just kept going, shut up. This is the best product ever. I love this. Where has it been all my life? So you know how Kathy is, a little dramatic, super fun. So this is highly endorsed by Kathy. So anyway, if you need some of that, we have that available for you as well. All right. Gloria wants to do a charm tote at the event. I'm not sure what that's about, Marilyn. I'll have to ask her. Or maybe, I don't know. You'll have to let me know. All right. I think, am I done selling? I think I'm done selling. Oh, we had red bosal. I think we have half yard or full yard. I've got Paula sneaking in. She's going to get put on camera because, you know, that's just what I like to do to people. Ooh, I think I might have gotten a finger or two pointed at me. So, all right. So, not everybody enjoys this side of the camera. All right. I think, oh, plus if you're in Bag Lady Club, you got some candy. So, Kate, would you like any candy? Sure. There's Dove chocolate. There's mints. So, everybody needs chocolate and mints. So, I was just telling someone I had worked so hard last year to drop some extra weight. And I did great. I lost like 20 pounds. Well, so like get into the fall and the holidays and all the goodies that are here at the shop and then traveling, I gained back 12 pounds. So because I got on the scale when we got back from Scottsdale, I'm like, oh my gosh, I knew things were snug. So, so then, oh, white zipper needs put in the bubble. Apparently it didn't go in before, and maybe because we crashed. So anyway, I got on the scale and was like, whoops. So I'm happy to say after like adjusting my diet back to what a normal human being should eat instead of shoveling everything in sight in my face, 7 pounds went away. So I think it was probably bloated a bit, but I still have that darn 5 pounds. So, you know, I'm trying to avoid those calories. I have determined Gloria candy has no calories. Taffy, I love that. Unfortunately, well, I guess I provided the candy, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I like your thinking, though, for sure. All right. So I'm going to get to work. Excuse me. So today, well, let me back up. So last week, we got to the point where we had our fabric quilted. So we've got the front and the back. I had decided that I wanted the green to be my exterior. We did our pockets So we did our, now I highly recommend, I say this a lot when I do something wrong, that you don't do as I did here. And I forgot to change my bobbin thread. I did this morning because, you know, of course I'm like, oh shoot, I'm teaching today. I need to see what I need to get accomplished. So anyway, I forgot to change my bobbin thread. I just left it on there, but, and my stitch doesn't look bad, but this one where it's the same color blends in, and then if you make a mistake, it's not a big deal. So I do recommend, you know, doing that unless you're really good at it and you want to do show your stitching. So you should have your pockets both have their zippers attached to them. And then we also made our little tabs. So here's our little tabs. So those are 1.5 inch triangles. The one thing that I just, for whatever reason, could not get my brain to work on last week was the strap. And Susan chimed in, and Susan was totally right in what she said, but at the same time, I was like, I gotta just like step back for a hot second and finish this next week. So if you got your strap ready. So for this week, we were supposed to have this part done, you know, folded up, stitched together. So inside is our webbing, and then we've got the cotton wrapped around it, whichever method you decided to use, whether it's the way I like or the way the pattern is officially written. So in her pattern, because she has you make a tube, and then on the back side, so when you press it closed and stitch it, you'll have a seam down the back. So, but when she's writing her pattern, she says seam throughout, and that's what was sort of throwing me. So I'm going to, as I'm telling you the instructions today, I'm going to say front and back. And so it's almost like a wrong side and a right side because one's going to have like the seams showing. All right, so I'm going to flip to the right page, and that way. All right, so here we go. So you're going to go to the end. So we had marked 4.5 inches from one end, and we had marked, I want to say it was about 1 inch on the other. So we're going to do what I'm going to call right side up, and we're going to go to our end with the 4.5. And where our 4.5 is, we're going to thread. Do I need to move down so it can be a little closer? There we go. So I'm going to thread this. So I'm going to come, you can see I'm going up and down, and this is my 4.5 inch mark right there. We're going to do that. And then we're just going to fold that to the back side. And then this is going to get stitched right here. I'm going to wait a second before I stitch that, and we're going to go ahead and continue to add the other hardware to this. So the next step is to go, I lay it back down so I'm right side up, and then I'm going to take my other, or take one of my swivel hooks. So these are 1 inch swivel hooks, and I'm going to put that, so I don't know if you can see the whole thing, I'm sorry. This is kind of long, so it's a little awkward. So I'm going to just fold this like this, but know when I do it, this is all still right up, right side up. So now I've got my, poor Kate's trying to figure out how to like put it all on there. There we go, we'll zoom out. Okay, so I'm right side up. I'm trying, there, I got it. All right, so we're right side up, and let me pull this one off. I'm going to hold it on here. And then you're going to put this on so that the hook is facing up. And then you're going to slide that on. I'm going to take this back off so we're just straight. And we'll just double check. Sure enough, it's right side up. And then we're going to go and we're going to stitch this on. Now she says to do an X. I am terrible at making X's. You can mark on there if you want. Use your arrow marker. And you can mark an X on there if you want to follow along. Or I like to just do straight lines. It holds it nicely. I just make sure I backstitch a lot so that it stays in place. Shirley, unfortunately on my patterns, I don't have them available to sell independent of the kits. So they're just with the kits. I may at some point talk to Gloria and change that, but for now, it's with the kit. All right, so I'm gonna go over to the machine, which I completely forgot to set up before the show. I just realized, oh my goodness. All right, so come with me. We're gonna turn the machine on. You really get to see the whole thing today. So, all right. I was busy cutting stuff for the cruise kits, and I had helpers with me, and so I forgot to do this significant step in my day. Let's see. So I have never used the Luminaire before. We've got purple thread. My goodness, that's not what I want. Usually I come in and I've at least got white. All right, so we're gonna take the purple off. And we want so, oh, how fun is this? I don't have a Disney button on mine. Here we go. All right, so here we go. All right, so look how nice this is to thread. It's just like the Solaris. Oh, we need to change out the foot too. Oh my goodness. Shame on me. I'm trying to find a screwdriver. Let's see. When in doubt, we just improvise, right? Let's see if that'll work. Okay. An ankle would be nice. I think I'm going to yell for help. Kathleen or Paula, will you do me a favor? I need a foot for this Luminaire that will sew. I only have an embroidery foot. Can you see if Steve or John can get one for me? So while we're waiting for that, we're going to pop back over. It has a I need the ankle. Yeah, I need the ankle.
You have a screwdriver? I have a foot. I have a foot.
Yeah, I had feet. I need the ankle.
Yeah, I can take it off that one out there.
Okay. All right. So we're going to get Kathleen on the case. So I wanted to see our next step is going to be on the pockets. So we'll go ahead. I want to show you that. I apologize for skipping around, but we'll go ahead. So it's kind of cool the way she did this. Now remember, my pockets are huge in comparison. And so here we go. So essentially you're going to be lining them up like this. This is going to be your inside. So this is going to get stitched on there. So what we're going to do is we're going to mark on here. Let me get a marker. Oh, here, we'll use chalk. Let's see if the white one works. All right. So where it says on this one, we mark 5 1/4 inches up from the bottom. So we're going to go 5 1/4. Thanks, Kathleen. All right, we're just going to mark that. And we're going to go over here. Kind of a weird squeaky sound. All right, one more.
You're good to go.
Thank you. All right, so now we have that marked. So that's marked for our pocket. I thought this had a lid and now I don't see it. I'll probably find it after the show. All right, so we're gonna leave this for a second. We're gonna finish our strap and then we're gonna come back and work on our pocket. And so, all right, I'm taking the strap. We're gonna go back over. Thank you for your patience, guys, as we flip back and forth. And so, oh, sorry to go off topic, but can you please ask Kathleen when the Smith Street Wallflower Sew-Along is scheduled? Oh, perfect. Kate knew the answer. So, thanks, Kate.
Oh, not the one.
Oh.
They do have a show next week.
All right. So, again, we're just going to do straight lines. All right, I'm going just make a little knot here. I'm going to take our clip off because it seems like it's catching on there a little bit. So I just want to make sure it's not causing us any problems. All right, so I'm missing the foot too, so I'm going to try and, this is not the way I would normally do it, but we'll go forward and do a little knot. So if your foot is missing, you can use the feet. In case you didn't know that, this button will stitch forward, and then you can use reverse to get it to go back. And so there we go. So we've stitched that on there. So now that's going to stay on nicely. We have our hook is on here this way. So now what we're going to do is we're going to fold this so that wrong sides, so to speak, are together. We can tell this is the right side because we don't have the fold there. We have the fold on the back. And we're going to take the end of the strap. We're going to go up and through just like that on our buckle. And pull that through a little ways. Now we have that part of the strap. We're just going to add our other hook right here. And that's where we had made that 1 inch mark. And the 1 inch mark is on the back. And so we go to that. Get that in there. So we kind of fold on that 1 inch, and then we're going to stitch across there. And so as you can see, I folded that to the back. So we've got the buckle on top. You can tell this is the back because when you look at the back, the buckle's upside down, and you can see that where it meets up. All right, so we're just going to go back over here. And I'm going to kind of start in the center a little bit. Oh, move it forward a little bit, just so it doesn't move on us. So just making a knot, and I'm going to go forward a few. If you want it to stop, you just push that button again. We're going to go backwards. Like I said, we just want to really make sure it's secure, so we're going to kind of go back and forth a little bit. And then we'll tie it off and cut. All right, so I need to trim my threads a little bit, but look at our beautiful strap. It is perfect. All right, so we're going to go back and we're going to keep working on that pocket that we started up. So one more step done. Perfect. All right, so, all right, read the comments really quick. Oh, Ruth Ann knew the date, so starting in March for that. And so, you're welcome, Lena. I'm glad to hear it's helpful. I like to see those comments because sometimes I think, well, I've shown it before, or maybe you don't want to see it. But Judy, the size needle, I'm not sure because I didn't set the machine up. I think it's probably a 90-14 because that's what we typically have here. I do think because we're not going through like any vinyl or anything, a 90-14, if you've got a nice sharp needle, should work perfectly with this. I do like stretch needle. I like, I like the jeans needles. Those are kind of a favorite for me. And then I've heard top stitch are really nice because they're really sharp. So, but again, I think this is just an embroidery needle that we had here. That's typically what we have in our machines. And so the patterns, those should be going out. They should have been going out already. So if you haven't gotten it, I'm a little surprised. But all the side hustle bags, patterns, kits can go out right away. It's just the cruise one, and it's especially the cruise fabric that I'm concerned about sending right away until we're sure of how many we have on the cruise, because we cannot get that fabric any longer. So I think I only put in 20 to fully sell. And then if anybody wants to wait list it, they can, because that would put you at the top of the list for once the cruise is over. So, all right, back to our pocket. So again, We stitched our zippers on last week, so if you want to review that, you can watch last week's on that. And then, oh, Kate's going around. All right, so now what we've done is we have marked at a 5 1/4 inches up from the bottom. So we measured that from the bottom up. Now what we're going to do is going to seem kind of strange is you're going to turn this pocket upside down and you're going to place it on that line, lining up your edges. Is that right? No, that's not right. We're going to do it this way. There we go. Yeah, now I've got it. Sorry, I'm reading the pattern one direction and setting it up another so that you can see it. All right, so we're going to put that on there. And if you want, you could use your basting tape right now to hold that in place so it's not going to move, because I know sometimes zippers like to move. In fact, I think I will add a little bit of my tape on there. Thought I had it out. I think I put it away when I was doing all the other stuff. All right, well, I'm not going to have the luxury of cheating with my tape. So I'm going to just put in a pin, and I'm going to do it just up here so that I'm on the opposite side of the teeth of where I'm going to sew, because I'm going to be sewing along that edge. So we'll get those put in there. All right. All right. So now we're just going to go over and we're going to stitch this. We're going to turn it and then we're going to top stitch down. I'm going to take the pattern with me just to make sure I follow it and don't get confused. I'm not sure if Susan's on because she was in the shop earlier. She's usually my one to let me know if I'm getting crazy in here. So how do we get back to other week videos? Great question, Karen. So when you go to on the app, I know when you go to the first screen, the shows are all listed up at the top and you can just scroll to the right and it goes back. They're all in date order. And so like for us, you'll just go back to last Tuesday and you'll be able to click on it and the video will pop right up for you. So if you don't have the app, I know they're on our Facebook, they're on YouTube. I just have never done it, so I'm not sure how to give you directions, but you may be able to pull up just the dates. So like for me, I'm on Tuesdays. And so this is week 3 of doing this bag. And I had hoped to get it done in 3, but I think we're going to float out to 4. And so I hope that answers your question. And so, all right, I'm going to go over and I'm going to stitch this pocket together. All right. So to make it easier, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the side of my foot, upper tape is, but I'm also going to move my needle over to the left. So I'm going to pick stitch number 1. I know you can't see the screen, so I'm just telling you stitch number 1. I do like to make my length a little bit longer. Actually, I don't. I was lying to you. I don't know why I said that. All right, so we're going to go ahead, foot down. And I can feel that I'm right up next to the zipper. I am going to turn my speed down because I don't have my foot pedal. And we're going to go nice and slow. Maybe slightly faster than that though. All right. So I am taking my time. Poked myself. There we go. We're getting there. It's not a very big pocket, thankfully. I do think I could go a little faster than that, but there we go. In case you get too wonky, I'll keep my finger on the stop button. Stitching very nicely though, so this should work out really well. I'm just going to stitch off the end. There we go. Perfect. All right. So then we're going to fold that pocket down. And I'm just going to finger press this down. So you can see I'm kind of pushing that down. And then, let's see. Sew another line of stitching about 1/8 from the long bottom edge of this zipper to secure it in place. Oh, I think they wanted to do another one down here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and stitch another line. So we did one up close to the zipper, and now we're going to do another one over here, and that's just going to give it extra support. So if at some point in the life of your bag your stitches were to come out or something, you'll have a backup line. So make that a little stronger. So we're just going to put it right down there. And I'm just using the line in the center of my foot as my guide. I'm just keeping it along the edge of the zipper. That way my stitch is consistent. Now this is a stitch no one is going to see, but it just, for me, gives me something to kind of follow along to make sure my stitches are consistent. All right, that goes, put that down. All right, so you can see my stitches are lined up nicely there. And then we'll go back, like I said, we finger press this down. And let's see, what does it tell us to do next? Into that, fold it down, press well, and pin to clip to hold. Okay, so it doesn't want us to stitch yet. I think I'll just use these. They're using the iron in the other room for me and making the binding for the cruise project. So I figure I better let them keep the iron for me, or I'm going to be ironing 1,000 of them myself. And I wish I was exaggerating. There truly are 1,000 to be ironed. All right. So we're doing that. Oh, it wants us now. What we're going to do is we're going to stitch the ends of our zipper so that we can take off our excess. And so make sure when you do this step that your zipper head or zipper pull is inside of there. And so otherwise that is no fun to have to redo that. All right, so I'm going to just do that. I'm just going to hold them in place. I am going to go down to the slowest speed for this because I want to go nice and slow and not get too crazy. There we go. You're just going to go back and forth a few times. And you'll do this on all 4 spots. So I've got 2 ends of either zipper. Now this one's going to be a little trickier because it doesn't have anything to hold on to at the top, but just kind of hold that with your fingers to keep it together. You could also use a little piece of tape if you wanted. That would certainly help keep it together. All right. So again, I'm just going back and forth a few times to make sure this is nice and secure. All right, so that side looks good. Now we'll do this one. Perfect. I'm not used to going this slow with the sewing machine. That's good. There we go. We're going to try it a little faster on this last one. All right. So we did that, and then it does want us to baste around the edges. So I'm just going to show you. We did that there. We can now zip back over. We're going to go ahead and so we'll do that real quick. I'm going to move back to the center line. So stitch number 3. I'm just going to start up at the top, work my way down. And this is just a basting stitch, so I'm going to move my stitch length up to a 3.5 on medium speed. Stitching over there. Get our needle out of the way. And I'm just doing this at about a quarter, well, not even a quarter of an inch, about 1/8 of an inch away from the edge. So. I'm going to move this over again, just so that as I go up to base this down, I'm not going to be hitting that. So there we go. All right, so that step is complete. We now have our front pocket all set. So how nice is that? All right, so we're going to go back over to the cutting table. All right, and we're just going to go ahead. We're going to cut off our excess zipper now because we've got that secured. And so mine's kind of twisting on me a little bit there. There we go. And let's see, I've got some scissors here. Trying to cut close without cutting through that thread. There we go. Those, here we go. And the other side. Okay, there's a lot of extra zipper. I feel bad wasting that much. Zigzagging instead, that's a good idea, Gloria. That would work because then you wouldn't have all the fraying either. So that's a really good idea. Yes, Tommy's on at 3 today. So that'll be fun to see what's up with his boxes. That's amazing, the things he creates. All right, trim those extra threads. Okay, so that step is done. So we got that done. We've got our strap done. Trying to make sure we got all our done items over here out of the way. Okay, so our next step, let's remove that. All right, so we're going to need to cut for the next step. So we're going to do the facings on the pocket. So the facings, let's see, we need a lining fabric at 9.5 by 2 inches. So I've got some lining fabric right here. How long is this? 7 7/8. All right, so we need to go the other direction. All right, I'm going to go back to my cutting. So So 9 by 2, this way. Oh, you know what? I'm fighting with this giant one, and I've got a little ruler right here that is perfect for this little project. All right. So 9 by 2. There's that one. All right. So we need that 2 times. Oh, I just realized it's 9.5 by 2. My goodness. Did I leave enough extra? Well, you know what? If I leave the salvage on, it's okay. We're just going to do that. I don't want to waste it. Well, you know what? I want to do it right. All right, we're going to do it the right way. There we go. 9.5. All right, there's one. And number 2. No, I'm going to do it from the other side. I don't have the iron in here. I gave it to the lovely ladies out there, and so let's go to 9.5. And 9.5. All right. So we've got those two. Now it does say to add shape flex. Please add your shape flex. Because I don't have an iron, I can't add my shape flex. So I'm going to skip that. Oh, you missed the strap, Marilyn. Don't worry. It's all on there. All right, so we have our facings. Remember, again, you're going to use shape flex. So we've got the kit came with shape flex. Here's shape flex. I'm putting it on the screen just to help you remember that's what I'm talking about. So you're just going to cut the same amount and attach that to it. And so actually it says it actually is a little bit less. And so, but that's okay. All right, so now we're going to attach that on here. What does it say to do? How does it say to do it? Flip pages. So we're going to do wrong side of the zipper. All right, and we got the zipper up at the top for you guys. I got to turn it this way. I'm getting confused. We're going to go on this side. On here. All right. So position with its lining fabric side up and pockets. Oh, and the zipper at the bottom. Position pocket AB with its lining fabric side up and pocket A zipper at the bottom. Oh, so go back down. For me, this is the right way. All right, we're in good shape. So for you guys, you're gonna have it just like that. All right, and we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna slide our zipper pulls over a little bit. And then I believe this is going to get stitched on there. Yes. Oh, this is a good idea. So this is a little tip she had to pin the zipper to it so that it doesn't like get sewn wide open. So I like that tip. So let's use her tip. And can actually do it before we put that on. So I'm just gonna stick that in there. Oh yeah, look how nicely that's laying now. Do both sides. Perfect. Now this is a little trickier because it's loose. All right, so we're gonna stick with that. I'm gonna put this back on here. And then we'll go ahead and I'm going to just add a little one right here. Do that. So I'm going to go ahead and pin on the other side so that the little facing fabric will hold the zipper in place over here. And double check. Oh, it's perfect, guys. Look at this. I don't know why I didn't know to do this, and I'm so excited about it today, but I am. So it's really holding that together nicely. All right, so now we're just going to go ahead and we're going to stitch this on, and we're going to use, I think it's probably a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Yes, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to take this with us because I think we flip it and sew it to the other side. So, all right. So I'm going to use a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Now what I'm doing with this foot is I'm using the side of my foot as my 1/4 inch, and that way, and I'm using the needle in the center position. So I'm using stitch number 3. I'm going to go ahead and knot at the beginning. I'm going to slow us down a little bit because we've got to go over these zippers. So here we go. I'm going to pause for just a second, make sure I'm lined up nicely. There we go. I don't want to stretch my fabric, just want it lined up well. There we go. Oh, I can feel the zipper. I think I forgot to close. Oh no, I've got it closed up. I'm just going to pull it further over because it's catching on that edge. All right, support that. There we go. I feel like this is really slow sewing today. But we're getting a lot accomplished. So we finished the strap. We figured out how to put the zipper pockets together. So we've got the 2 zipper pockets on the front now. And we've got the facing going on. So let's turn that speed up just a little bit. All right. But going slow, it really helps you be able to keep that stitch straight, and especially as you get through a little bit of bulk, it's just a little bit easier to keep it from wiggling around on you. All right, so we're going to go ahead and pull those needles out. All right, so we've got that. Zip that over and look how good that looks. All right, so then press to set the seams, then press both facings. Oh, we were supposed to do 2 facings. Guys, I cut 2. Let's grab it. I know I cut 2. I'm losing my mind.
Oh, this.
Yes. Thank goodness. This is my day of needing help from everybody. Nothing wrong with that, right? Okay, so silly me. Susan's probably on there going, Tiffany, you know you're supposed to have done this. All right. There we go. Put these pins back in to make sure the zipper stays where we want it. All right. Add that. Oh, shoot. That's right. Okay. Sorry guys, making you do this twice. So you want to put those both on at the same time, and then you don't have to stitch it twice. But just imagine how sturdy my bag is going to be now where these are at. Oh, double stitched. All right. Let's see if we can get the other facing on, and then I think that'll be it for today, and then we'll get this finished next week. So it's a pretty fast bag win. Let me do it all at once. All right, here we go. Much better. Now we have it for both sides. Silly me. Okay, so then pull that back so you can see. And that one comes back. So now I did something that I think I'm going to leave it. I kind of like it. But if you want the outside of your bag to be entirely one color, you'll want to cut your facing. I would think you would want it to be the same color as your exterior, because now I think this is going to show it. Yeah, it is. It's going to show on the bag. So I'm going to have a little strip with this other fabric, which is kind of fun. But again, if you want it to be entirely that color, which is how she had done it. So I think I miscut I bet it said to do, I'm double checking. Front facing lining, use the lining fabric, front facing main fabric. So yes, I was supposed to do one of each color and put those on, or each fabric. So I misread that as I was doing it, but I kind of like my happy accident. So curious what you guys think. All right, so now we've done that. Press to set the seams, then press both facings away from the pockets. Top stitch along the facing, sewing a scant quarter inch from the seam. Stitch point will now be called pocket AB. All right, so we are just going to stitch right along here. Again, I like to use the edge of my foot as my line. Now it wants to go a scant quarter inch. So for me, on the outside is a quarter inch. So I'm going to go in just a little bit. Put the needle down, kind of get a feel for, it's just barely catching, which is fine. So we're going to turn, I'm going to turn this down a little bit because I do want to make sure I've got it going all right. All right. There we go. So I'm using the center of this little arm on the foot here as my guideline. And so unzip that just a smidge. Let me see how we do on this stitch. I think we've got a pretty decent seam allowance here. All right. There we go. Almost. Very slow sew. All right. Oh. All right, so we've stitched along there. We've got that in place. And so these birds will go across. So perfect. So that was on 7. All right, so we're going to go. We need to cut the body of the bag. I'm going to double check the time though, because I want to make sure we have time for this part, because I may just give it to you as homework. You can see here, I do need to press mine. I can tell that because I haven't pressed it, it's lifting on me just a bit. So, all right. So our time, let's see really quick. We're at 1:15, not bad. And we've already done our selling part, so I don't have to worry about that. So let's see what it wants next. I think we're going to cut our front and our back. And so we're going to cut, if you're doing the large size, you're going to do 13 by 9.5. The small is 13 by 8. So just keep that in mind as you're doing this. What did you decide you're going to do? Are you doing the smaller or the larger one? In the Bag Hustle kit, the pattern is sold separately. And so it should be in the comments as well, just as kind of a note to help you know whether or not it's included. Generally, the patterns are sold separately. That way, if you want to make multiple, I know Judy and I spoke a few days ago, and she's planning on making several of these bags. And so it's a great project. And so, but I didn't want to charge you for multiple patterns. And so it's one thing if it's my pattern, then I kind of include it in the kit. But when it's a bienni, we have to charge you for that pattern every time. So, all right. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get my main fabric and we'll get that cut. So I am doing the large size. Look how cute this is. It's going to be such a great bag. I really like this accent piece on there. I know it was an oops, but super fun. All right. So this we need, what do we need again? I need 2 pieces that are the same size for this. So we're doing 13 by 9.5. You also need a 6.5-inch circular object. Now, Creative Grids makes a set of circular templates, which I meant to bring in for us so that if you wanted to purchase those and have those for whatever bags you're making, it comes I believe there's 3 sizes. So I'm going to talk to Gloria after the show and bring those in, and hopefully they'll come in time. I can show you those next week. If you don't have those templates, which I don't either, bowls work beautifully. So I went through my kitchen and I found this lovely vintage bowl. And so this is 6.5 inches wide. So if you're not sure, just place it on your cutting table, and you can just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. So mine is exactly 6.5. So it was really nice of this company to make their 1-quart bowl 6.5 inches wide for me. So, all right, now we're gonna do, let's see, I can't remember how wide this is. We are at 15 inches and I need 13 by 9.5. So let's cut off the end and we will do it this direction. Just straighten this up a little bit. There we go. And then 25. All right, and we want to go to 13. Actually, you know, let's go to a 0. So this mat doesn't have the 1 lined up here, so we kind of have to fudge a little bit. So I'm going here to that one. All right, so we're going to go to 9.5. So for this, it's going to be 29.5. All right, but again, your pattern's going to have these numbers. So I think technically I'm not supposed to say them out loud when I teach you online. So ignore the measurements. Pretend I didn't say them. Follow your pattern. So, all right, here we go. Get this one cut. There we go. And we have a little bit extra. Now we're going to have to straighten this up too. We want to get to where we're at 13 on this. All right, so I'm just going to square off the end. There we go. And I just read and reread multiple times so that I don't make a mistake. All right, 33. All right, so we have front or back, whatever you want to call it. And then this one will also be a front or back. I hear the best sound coming from the other room. It's them cutting my kits for me. So excited. Normally I do all my own, but I was feeling very overwhelmed, so I called in the cavalry. So very, very, very grateful for them. So, oh, the back side, I didn't quite catch it all, so I'm going to cut a little more off. So do make sure when you're cutting it, just like I did, to make sure that you get the fabric in on both sides, that you're not going to have a side that isn't covered by fabric. So here we go. If yours doesn't go to the ends, like mine has a little overhang. So let's see. There we go. All right, so we now have our front and our back ready. So this is going to go, this is our front, that's going on there. And then that is our back. So, all right. So I want you guys to get to this point. I think our next step might be fairly easy, but I think we'll wait just so you're there, because I think we'll be stitching on the front, getting our zipper attached to it and zippering it, but I don't want to rush through it. I think we got kind of a lot done today, and so I'm real happy with our progress. And next week, like I said, we should be able to finish this bag because there's not a whole lot left. Like I said, attaching it, so we're going to attach and then we're going to shape it, which I sort of wanted to do because I remembered to bring my bowl in this weekend. I'm not sure if I'll remember next week. But if you want to work ahead a little bit, that's great. But thank you everyone for being here today. Tommy will be back at 3. I will be back next week on Tuesday. I will go through and I will look at all the notes and comments. If there's anything I can help with, I'll get that taken care of. So, all right, again, everyone stay warm. I know it's hard out there. It's crazy weather, but appreciate you being here, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.